Sit, 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 sit,
Just in time for Veterans Day, the Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union can now offer VA loans, which is always a great benefit for veterans, but especially now with the current state of the market. So Brian Fryer couldn't be happier to share this news with us this morning. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me. Great to be
We
here.
were chatting a little bit, so I'll say right up front, my husband's a veteran, and for all the homes we've ever owned, we've used that veterans benefit.
Yeah, it's a great benefit. It is in the mortgage industry. VA loans are considered probably the best loan out there for those that qualify. They're veterans that qualify. It's a great resource to use to purchase a home.
When you say it's one of the best loans out there, you're meaning from the buyer's perspective, right? To tap into that benefit.
Buyer's perspective and for a seller too. A lot of times VA loans are for veterans that qualify. They get lower interest rates, their credit requirements are much easier. Debt to income ratios are a little bit more flexible than they are in conventional loans. It's a great program that the Veterans Administration offers for veterans. Also too, and we talked about this earlier, veteran loans are assumable too in some cases.
Yeah.
So which is great for someone, it's just more flexibility for the veteran and his family.
Well, I mean, a conversation can take any turn. So yeah, I mean, this is still a seller's market for sure. Yeah. If you're in a position, maybe, if you're in a position to be selling your house and you have a VA loan, what he's saying is you can just simply, when you're selling it, if you have a low interest rate right now, your potential buyer can assume that mortgage, which would probably net them a lot more in an asking price.
It could, and plus also give the benefits of a much lower interest rate than offered on the conventional market these days.
Okay, so you were talking though how it's also a good idea for the seller to accept a buyer who's taking out a VA loan. You said it's a pretty rock solid loan.
Yeah, they in the mortgage industry, VA loans are considered one of the best out there. And I know for mortgage lenders, it's probably one of the easier loans to do too, because there aren't as many requirements there on the conventional side. And also interest rates, and everybody knows interest rates are up from what they've been the past few years. Well, VA loans offer a very competitive interest rate compared to what's out there these days. So everybody's always talking about interest rate.
You know what? I'm going to play Debbie Downer maybe for a minute on this one, but so much of your life's perspective is in how you say it. And so if you hear this repetition over and over about, oh, interest rates are so high, historically, they're really not.
They're not historically. I've been in the mortgage business about 25 years now. I've seen ups and downs, and we've seen even past 25 years super high interest rates compared to what they are today. My parents and aunts and uncles have seen 17, 18% interest rates.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Yep. Yeah. When I came in the business in the late 90s, I think an 8%, 8.5% rate was considered fantastic.
Yes.
Then they were lowered down to 7% a few years later, and they were like, wow, that's incredible. So.
Yeah. Well, so I say that because if you're especially a first-time buyer, you might be a little bit afraid, unnecessarily so.
Yeah.
There's something else that y'all have done at the credit union. You've kind of kicked it up a notch, Emerald Lagasse, and you have your underwriters VA are in-house.
We have certified in-house VA underwriters in our downtown office. So those underwriters there, TVFCU, we like to tout we make local decisions, and that's part of it with our VA loans with our VA certified underwriters.
What does that mean then for the client, if you will, the buyer?
It just means faster turnaround time and get you on schedule for that purchase and that closing. You don't know, less delays than you'll see with other lenders sometimes, because we have the underwriters there, can answer any questions. My staff, my originators can go directly to our underwriters and ask them any questions they might have too, because there's always different scenarios that come up in any loan.
If you're a homeowner and you bought it with a conventional loan, and then you should join the service and become a veteran post-purchase. Can you refinance as a VA?
You sure can. VA offers different options for refinance. One of the great things that they offer is qualified veterans can get a 100% cash out refinance on a VA loan, which is not really offered much on the conventional side.
Now, what does that mean?
That means they can take a 100% of the appraised value of their home to do cash out debt consolidation, or if they want to do any home improvements, they can pull a full 100% of the equity out of the home minus what's owed on it on the.
Wow.
And that's not really done in the conventional world. 80% of the appraised value is maximum for cash out in a lot of instances. So it's a great benefit for veterans. They do have to show a benefit, for the cash out refinance, and there's some other stipulations, but 100% cash out refinance on a first mortgage review.
The VA is also very careful, I guess, to kind of protect the financial solvency of the veteran. So
Yes, yeah.
they kind of cap it, if I remember right. You have points, if you will.
Correct.
You can only borrow that much money.
Correct. There are some stipulations to it, but it is the 100% loan to value for qualified veterans that qualify. But yes, there are, because they want to make sure that it's doing a benefit for the
Well,
veteran.
and I mean even in the purchasing the house.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if you fall in love with a house that's more than the credits essentially you've earned through your service. Is that right?
Yeah, there's qualifications that you have to check in your eligibility and everything like that. But that's something that our originators at TVFCU can help you with and walk you through that. I do always recommend, make sure you get your certificate of eligibility for a VA loan.
Yeah.
You can do that on your own if you'd like. Go to VA website and get the process started for your certificate of eligibility, or we can help you with that. We can walk you through the process.
Have y'all done any yet? I know you just started
Yes,
this.
we've done quite a few now. Very proud of that. My team has jumped into it with gusto.
Well, here's where you'll find them. It's tvfcu.com. You know the website quite well. You can call them as well. But so much of what they have to offer you now is done online. They'll welcome you to come into the office and meet with somebody. But if they want to get the ball rolling, can they do that online?
Yeah, they can do it online. They can give us a call. I do recommend speaking to a mortgage originator first, and they can set up a time because we like that one-on-one when you can talk to someone and maybe have some paperwork ready if we need to have you bring that in.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, thank you.